Peace, peace, peace. What's going on? Like Mr. Bentley. Peace, peace, peace. While we're going to walk in, all that good stuff. Happy 313 Day, all my Detroit people. And one of my fellow Michiganders sent me this video. Make sure my mic on. Yep. All right. One of these fellow Michiganders sent me this video. And yeah. Oh yeah, forgive me for yesterday. Stupid daylight savings threw my whole schedule off. So later on today, I will be doing status correction class for everyone. So just tap in with me in the mastermind and we're gonna get to work. But let's get to this. Peace and love. Ooh, what I just clicked on? Comment sure. All right. So let's get to the video. I haven't even, so this is about to be a genuine reaction video. I haven't even seen this, so we going like piece by piece, but it seemed to be pretty interesting.
Hey guys, and welcome to the video. Conclusion to our featuring Judge Perkins schooling young sovereign citizen Lockhart. Is fantastic.
Mr. Lockhart.
Yes.
Are you
Yeah.
Have you made any kind of filings on your behalf?
Yeah, quite a few.
This is the city of Detroit versus Jamil Amir Lockhart. Appearance for the record, please.
Yeah, so I am Jamil of the family Lockhart. The motions that I filed and the documents that I have filed have all been trying to ascertain the jurisdiction of this court. And I don't understand the nature and cause of the action against me. And I'm trying to understand under what jurisdiction the court intends to proceed. First of all, is this going to be a civil or a criminal action?
Criminal.
Your Honor, the county court two criminal jurisdictions. One is criminal jurisdiction under the common law. Criminal jurisdiction military tribunal.
He is
from Article 1, Section 8, Clause 8, substitution.
What brand of glue huffing? Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17, also known as the Enclave Clause, gives the government the power to set up a federal exclusion zone for the District of Columbia.
So in which of these two criminal jurisdictions does the court intend to try me?
Where is your motion, sir?
There's a motion filed there. It's a motion to dismiss based on lack of subject matter jurisdiction.
All right, I'm going to deny that motion. I'm going to set a bench trial or jury trial if you choose. Which one would you want to have?
Okay, Your Honor, under what grounds, what facts and findings and conclusions of law are you denying that motion to dismiss? I'm trying to understand the jurisdiction of the court. You have not disclosed it to me. I'm asking you
to disclose it to you. Check the court rules, sir.
Well, Your Honor, the Sixth Amendment grants me the right to understand the nature and cause of any action brought against me, and it grants you the duty to inform me. So I don't think you would be breaching your oath of office if you were to inform me under which jurisdiction this court intends to proceed. In order for me to intelligently defend myself without an attorney, I need to understand which jurisdiction the court intends to proceed to conduct
we have a very good attorney on the line, Mr. Elwood Terry. If you want to speak to him in a breakout room, I can give you that opportunity. Other than that, I'm going to set a bench trial or a jury trial in the matter.
Okay. Please let the record show that I have attempted to understand or to ask what is the jurisdiction of the court is operating under. And it appears that the court is operating under a secret jurisdiction.
I like this young man so far. He's doing pretty good. I like him so far.
Maybe only known to bar members and licensed attorneys. So let the record show that I am trying to understand jurisdiction and nature of cause against me, and the court has denied me that information.
I'm not denying you the information. The information is public information, or the information is outlined in the Michigan court rules. You need to read the Michigan court rules, and you can find out jurisdiction. It'll tell you everything about jurisdiction. That's entirely public information. You can go online and type in the court rules. The whole book is ascertainable to you online.
Sir, the Sixth Amendment grants
I'm not required. I'm not required
to inform you of the nature and cause of any action brought against me. And right now, you are denying me that right.
I'm going to tell you, sir, don't speak over me. You want me to inform you of the nature and cause of the action. You're charged with driving.
What y'all think so far?
License not valid or improper. The other charges, no insurance, misdemeanor. The allegation is that you were driving that same 2011 Jaguar in the city of Detroit without the proper registration on that vehicle.
Who could have guessed? No driver's license, no insurance, no registration. The traveler's trifecta.
Don't interrupt, sir.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Those are the charges. Do you want a bench trial or a jury trial?
Your Honor, I am trying to understand the jurisdiction of this court. As I said, you told me it was a criminal jurisdiction.
If you read the Michigan court rules will tell you and give you jurisdiction. So they have a copy of the Michigan court rules online or at the public library. I'm sure it is not as easily ascertainable, and we're not going to keep going down this road, young man. Do you want to
call him son?
I cannot. I'm asking you a very specific question, and it is this a criminal jurisdiction under common law, or is it a criminal jurisdiction under military tribunal?
Real quick. Yeah, fam. So let's pull this down real quick. So one thing, let me make sure this ain't stalling out on y'all. Oh man, and it'd be like, so like shout out to Detroit, yo, and like the movement, and like people pushing motherfuckers buttons, and fam, like he on point. He's expressing that he's coming in his family name. He's expressed that he's a living soul. But the issue, when you don't allow jurisdiction to be established, you don't allow for remedy to be set. So if you're going to question the jurisdiction, at least present the jurisdiction that you belong to, that way that they can have an understanding. And if he has things on the record, if he did a special appearance or a special cause, if he would have had done a special cause, he would have been in a position to where the jurisdiction he presided in would have been on record. But let's continue, fam.
Let's move on to the next person.
Sir, please answer that.
He said, let's move on to the next person.
It can only be one or the other.
You'll leave me no choice but to hold you in contempt. I'm asking you.
I do not wish to be held in contempt. I am trying to exercise my Sixth Amendment right. I can show you Constitution. Is exercise of the constitutional right cannot be.
Yeah, well, being a dipshit in court it's called contempt. And while the Sixth Amendment does guarantee the right to be informed of the cause and nature of any allegations brought against you, nowhere does it afford a guarantee that your dumbass will understand them.
Sir, the way
get your products in front of potential customers using Shopify social media and marketplace integrations. Users can just
the way you speak to the court.
I'm on the wrong YouTube.
Okay, no motions. I've already denied one of your motions. If you have another motion,
under what basis? Under what grounds have you denied my motions?
It's not my job to explain to you all of the court rules, sir.
So there's only two jurisdictions this court can operate under.
Just like any other, you're going to be treated just like any other lawyer that comes in this courtroom. So you have to know the rules.
Yeah, so I'm not
trying
to seek legal advice or ask you what the rules are. I'm asking you a very specific question. There can only be two jurisdictions under criminal law. And is it under common law or is it admiralty law?
There's no such thing as admiralty law, just like there's no such thing as subtractibility law. It's called admiralty law. And if you look beneath your feet, you'll notice there's a big fucking ocean missing for this to be in the jurisdiction of admiral. Okay. His appearance on his first appearance, he decided to stick around till the end of the docket just to argue with the judge.
On the record for Mr. Jamil Lockhart.
Yes.
All right. This is the last time I'm going to say this. I'm not going to continue to go back and forth with you regarding court rules and all of those positions that you have.
It's a whole nother case. Well, he came back for another trial.
If you put it in a motion, we'll set a motion hearing date.
If you are setting a motion hearing date, you are doing so without my understanding of the nature and cause of the action against me.
Listen,
And
I
cannot move forward until I have these questions. And these are basic questions that you are obligated under the Sixth Amendment.
I'm not obligated to answer any of that stuff. I told you, I gave you the answer to that stuff by looking in the court rules. You're obligated to know the rules.
Sir, what you mentioned is statutory law. And if we are proceeding under some kind of statutory law, I motion that we dismiss for lack of a sworn complaint or anything signed by injured party. And in fact, where is the injured party? Is the officer present, and who is the injured party in this case?
The officer is not required to be present today. It is a pretrial date. I'll hold that.
Officer has to be present for trial, not pre-trial.
Dismissal motion in abeyance until the date of trial. At the date of trial, if there's no signed complaint on the date of trial, then we will dismiss by no signed complaint. So I'll give the city an opportunity to come up with a signed complaint.
I'm sorry, is the city the party?
Yeah, you're here.
Okay, well, sir, I move that we either dismiss this case or move this case to federal court. If the city is the plaintiff or injured party, they cannot also be the judge and prosecutor.
File a motion on that, sir. If you're saying that I do have a signed complaint one.
Well, that brings me back to this statutory proceeding, because if there is, it would have to be an international contract agreement. And I would implore the prosecution to put that agreement on the record.
He made a valid point. He made a valid point.
You gotta go do your homework, okay?
The judge came back with a valid point.
That you're taking this position and you're adamant about this position, and you're free to do that. Now, whether you're gonna win at this position, that's gonna be up to what you say in your brief, and how it relates to the law. We'll make a decision on that, okay? But at this point, you need to educate yourself, because you seem like a very articulate, educated young man. You need to educate yourself on court rules and procedure. Until you get it correct, we can't talk, because we have to be speaking the same language, okay?
I mean, that's the main thing I'm trying to.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Hold on, because that was important, y'all. That was super important. Okay. So literally the same exact thing what I just expressed. It was like, you need to learn court procedures, civil court procedures, criminal court procedures. That way that he can proceed and do his job, because he's operating as a trustee or fiduciary on behalf of the city or / state. And you're trying to challenge the jurisdiction, but the jurisdiction has been established, and that's why you're there, because you were traveling within that jurisdiction, what they have the ability to contract for. And that's what their oath of office and everything is saying. So these are the parts that we got to tighten up on. And like I said, I applaud young homie on what he out here doing, but let's get back to it. Let's get back to it.
Understand here, sir, is this a common law criminal procedure?
I've given you some direction on
I don't know
Gave you all
which
the direction
rules.
you
If
need.
you could tell me where I could find the rules for.
I
criminal
told you, go to
procedure
Michigan
under
court
statutory law.
rules. They got Michigan court rules.
They have rules for criminal procedure under statutory law.
Yes, very much so.
Could you please direct me to that?
Are you actually asking the judge to hold your hand and walk you through the exact same search process that you used to get your law degree?
I've already directed you to it. Michigan court rules. There's a book that's over 1,000 pages, and it'll answer, well, close to 1,000 pages. It has those questions outlined in there. You're expected to know
Are
that.
those Michigan court rules that statutory law?
I'm not going back and forth with you, sir. Whatever motions that you have, that's how you speak to the court, through motions. And whatever motions that you have, I will review it. I read all the motions that come across. I check all the law myself. And if you have some law, I would suggest that law that you're saying that we don't.
Your Honor, there is
Oh
no
my
international
God, little baby, he giving
contract
you
that
the game.
asked the prosecutor to produce an international contract that would bind me to this statutory proceeding. And I'm not aware of any contract. In the absence of such contract on this case.
Well, how nice of you to give us all out of your complaining witness and a contract with the state not to kill anybody. See, that's not how this works. When you drive on the public
European
roadways,
is right.
when you
It's
use
not how it
public
works.
services, and even when you demand certain rights be preserved in the court, like you did today, you also agree on obligations that come with the government preserving those rights.
And
That is factual. I need to change
Every
the
business
damn
is
YouTube
different.
on my own. God
So when
damn.
it comes to business internet, what's
further,
Okay, so in order to, you can move to the circuit court, and you can appeal my decision as it relates to that. But we're not going to keep on going back and forth.
I think we should move this case to federal court. As I stated, if the city is the injured party,
file a motion so I can, on your removal motion, file a motion.
I do not wish to continue or delay
And
this.
then he just told him which motion to file.
There's been no evidence presented
to
to substantiate any kind of jurisdiction in this case. This is our second time. I've asked for this the first time, and there's been no evidence of any jurisdiction. And I don't understand why, you're insisting on moving to another, and we have this very basic and fundamental issue of jurisdiction. If it cannot be proven and proven on the record, then this case must be dismissed. I mean, I don't understand why we are delaying this any further.
He can't even dismiss it
without
without
jurisdiction. Delay it any further. I can put a warrant out for your arrest, and you don't have to show up. I mean, you'll have to deal with that then. But at some point, you're gonna have to deal.
Under what grounds? Under what basis are you putting a warrant out for my arrest?
On the grounds that you shut your mouth and pay attention. I mean, if you just stop focusing on how you could charge and assert your mental midgetness on him, you would understand saying that we can skip all the formalities of setting up court dates that you have no intention of coming back to, and he can just issue a warrant for your arrest today.
I didn't say I was gonna put a warrant. I said if you're telling the court that you're not gonna come back to any court dates, then that's up to you. All I can do.
What I'm saying, sir, is I don't wish to delay this any further. There has been no proof of jurisdiction. There is no live injured party. I mean, there's a claim that the city of Detroit is an injured party, but I'm not aware of any international agreements or contracts that I've entered into with the city of Detroit. And the prosecutor can't provide that. And it's
Little baby got the right mindset. For sure, got the right mindset. But jurisdiction was established when you were traveling on the roads, which the policy enforcers enforce. So that's just dead right there. Unless you had particular identification or documentation saying that you were outside of their jurisdiction or that you were traveling through said jurisdiction. And even then, if you committed a criminal act, which he did not commit a criminal act, he didn't have a license, there was no injured party, and he didn't have insurance. These are all commercial These are all commercial debt activities, right? So with that being said, he is right, but then he's asking, where's the contract between him and Detroit, or the international contract? And that's not going to be present, but these things need to be put into documentation. And it's not that you ask a question, you express where the lack thereof, you prove through liability, proof of liability, that you have a particular jurisdiction you reside in, and that the lack of contract between you and that particular state, city, county isn't present. But a lot of these people are state citizens, like how I said, and these people carry passports. You a state citizen, the state contracts local law enforcement in order to cover this particular jurisdiction, because they can't be the judge and be the people out on the road making sure people not doing crazy stuff. So you got to understand how you out here moving, little baby. Technically dead ass wrong. Like, he's right he has the right mindset, but he's wrong. And the judge is even giving him the angles in order for him to come up, and he not paying attention. It's because he's so busy trying to fight jurisdiction. You can't even get to a point where you can discharge it if you can't get past jurisdiction. You can't even get to a point where you can allow a special deposit to occur, or for you to be able to acquire the credits for the transaction, because they can't proceed without jurisdiction being established, or with you consistently questioning jurisdiction, or without letting them do their job. That's the reason why he said we got to speak the same language. He don't know what he's talking about. That's the problem.
There's a bias going on here, because flat on his face, the prosecutor hasn't even spoken on this issue, and you just a court date. And I just don't understand. Your oath of office is to uphold the Constitution, and what I'm asking is,
what you're saying in essence is that I don't have the authority.
I'm asking you to prove your authority.
Let me give you some advice, because I've watched too many trials to know that what you just said is the fastest way for a judge to kill two birds with one stone. Not only does he get to prove to you that he does in fact have jurisdiction over you, but he also gets to set an example for anybody else watching of what not to do in the future.
I'm asking you to prove your authority. I'm trying to understand where your authority is coming from.
The way you say things,
read the Michigan court rules, read your statutes, read the Constitution over again, and you'll find that.
As I said before, I'm not asking legal advice.
And the Michigan Constitution.
You have, if you have a legitimate jurisdiction, I'm asking you, is it a criminal jurisdiction under statutory law, or is it under the common law? And you will not answer that question, Your Honor.
Because the question doesn't hold relevance
until I understand
the reason why it doesn't need to be asked. He's more so, he's better off asking, are we in Article 1 or Article 3 court right now?
I'm going to say this one last time to you, sir.
That would have been a better question.
Go, and if you want to speak to the court, if you have any objection to the court and these dates, and if you don't feel that these dates are lawful, and if you, whatever your claim is that you're stating, you speak to the court through motions. I want that, and those motions that you're entertaining on the record right now, I've dismissed some of them already. I want you to file those motions with the court.
Under no basis or ground.
So that the court can read your motion and make a ruling and give the city attorney an opportunity to respond. If you do it the proper way, you might learn something. But I don't think that the way that you're going, even if they show you documentation like it is in black and white, you're not going to believe that anyway. That perception that I'm getting from you. So I'm going to set these dates. It's court hearings or not. And if you don't come to the court hearings, the only recourse I have is to
issue a warrant.
Okay, so
sir, I still have this same question that you keep failing to. And without that question,
and that's it. I'm done talking about it. Okay, that's it. So I'm going to set a
let the record show that the judge has refused.
Listen, sir, don't interrupt me again. Don't interrupt me again. Let's set a motion date.
He about to go to jail.
Please do not say anything else, sir.
Well, warned. Whatever happens to you next is your own fault.
They're exercising the Sixth Amendment right. The Sixth Amendment exercise of an amendment right to convert it into a crime, sir.
It's for audition.
As I said before, I'm trying to understand
Let's pull out the contempt
amendment.
paperwork we need
Did
to
he
do.
say you going to
Fill it
jail?
out. We're gonna fill it out this time. I'm holding you not representing this client because this client is probably, do you want the representation of a lawyer, sir, at this point now, sir? Because now you're looking at 30 days in the Wayne County Jail. Do you want the representation or not?
Looking at 30 days is not the same thing as being sentenced to 30 days. You still have time to save yourself. Just take the free lawyer. I mean, I take the free lawyer. You guys watching the video, y'all take the free lawyer. Lockhart? No, because Lockhart's a subject matter expert and truly puts the special in special appearance.
Please let the record show that I have attempted to understand the jurisdiction of this court, and this court has refused me that answer. And apparently it is a jurisdiction only understood to bar members and licensed attorneys. And this is a direct violation of the Constitution. And I do not consent. Yeah, I didn't wish to be held in contempt.
It's too late.
I've merely asked a very simple question, and you have refused to answer it. Of the action against me. So did you receive the documents that I sent you asking for your anti-bribery statement? Hello.
I'm gonna order you to report to the Wayne County Jail today.
Oh, this nigga
I
gotta
do
go
not
to
accept.
jail.
Nor do most people go to jail for it. Fine. This is merely a personal courtcy and not a jurisdictional
This is my first time feeling shit.
By advertising on YouTube, I grow my business by reaching my
Little baby gotta go to jail. He said, I order you to report to Wayne County.
The nature cause of the action against me. You have told me this is a
Sir, please do not told you to ask me to keep on. You already got 30 days.
Don't understand, sir.
I'm adding more. If you keep on talking, please do not say anything else.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. It happened.
Again, right now on the record. So those are the reasons.
I'm just
Another contempt. And it just continues to happen. And I'm gonna, now, if you have one more interruption with me, sir, another 30 days to that. And you're looking at the 60 days, you're looking at 60, have one more interruption to. And it will be no early release. At this point, I'm going to order you to report to the Wayne County Jail. I'm sorry if you have any further questions.
I just want to make sure I can speak held in contempt or.
Yes, you may speak. I ask you, do you have any further questions, sir?
Thank you. Your Honor, I would just like to tell you, man to man, that it was not my intent to be in contempt. Has never been my goal. I try to do everything in accordance with the law. As you can see, I have filed documents. I filed motions. I've requested information from the court, all in a desperate effort to wrap my head around the proceedings and what's going on here today. And I'm sorry if I may have gotten frustrated and not being able to understand the nature and cause and action against me. But just again, that was not my intention. I look forward to handling this as amicably as possible.
Would you let that? A star guard that actually knows how to apologize for his behavior is what I would have said if he would just shut the fuck up and stop there. Instead, going and ended that his actions were only contemptuous because of the court's.
That will show. I think that the prosecutor will agree that there is no contract to which I'm tied under statutory jurisdiction, and look at evidence. Also, you know, we covered the fact that the state party or the plaintiff, and this would be an improper venue anyway. But I appreciate your advice on handle motions. That, but again, this thing of contempt, it's just other trying and stand constitutional. And back into crime against me, which is a tragedy. And
it's a tragedy. It is. It's
in anyone's eyes. So I don't. I cannot consent to moving forward because I still do not understand the nature and cause against me. And I will be communicating in writing, and you know, someone can give that to me in writing. We can go from there.
So basically, you're sorry. And if Judge a break after that apology is this crank, well, you don't know Judge Perkins that well.
All right. And the court has heard all of what you. I respect the fact that you're trying to use the system, and you're trying to operate by your understanding of the system, and the court is not trying to impair you in any type of way to present any claim.
Man, I sent you the link, bro. Come on.
The Constitution, the United States Constitution. You want to find jurisdiction. You want to challenge jurisdiction. You want to challenge that that are against the procedure, and whether you want to, you know, you got to play by the rules, sir. And whether you accept the rules or not, that's not going to change the rules and the stuff that has been codified and the stuff that has been litigated and argued for over 2 centuries. The rules are not going to change for your position. Now, I asked you to continue not saying anything. I tried. You know, I don't know what position you're really taking or where you're getting all this stuff from. And I asked you to put that stuff in a motion.
He's getting it from
but when I asked you to please be quiet. Please, I give you ample time to speak. I have not impaired your ability to put what's on the record, but you continually say the same thing over and over. And then when I ask you to please be quiet, and when I tell you that I'm going to hold you in contempt, if you're not quiet and you continually go over and over and disobey what the court is trying to say, then I have left with no other option to do what I've already done.
Guess who's going to
So you have an absolute right to an attorney. I gave you Mr. Very, 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 very good attorney. Now, whether you
the attorney was riding in the car watching him set himself up to go to jail.
At your disposal.
I know, like Detroit lawyer is different.
I don't know what to do. So I'm ordering you to report to the Wayne County Jail by 5 p.m. today.
It just happened so fast, sir. I think we
hold on. What's this we shit? See, that's your problem. There wasn't any we moving too fast. There was you moving too fast. It was you who decided to reverse the normal order of logic and speak before you think, and it's you who's going to be spending the next month in jail.
Maybe something from this, and that 30 days will give you an opportunity to go read and educate yourself on how this works. I got other people that are taking the same position as you, and I've afforded them the same exact opportunity as you have, and they did not do what you did today. They're holding fast on their position, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Nobody,
but I don't respect you interrupting me. And it seems that you really need an education on how this stuff works. And I'm good on that. Now, Mr. Berry, can you put your appearance on the record, please?
Yes, Your Honor. Elwood S. Berry Jr., P28880.
Oh, baby.
On behalf of this defendant.
Now, do you want to speak with Mr. Berry in a breakout room, sir, or not?
Please, for the love of licking windows, just take the lawyer. And he looks like he's contemplating it all when he just having you as a but to let
any of you the same thing who y'all just put
especially when there's down ones to eat.
Yes. No, with all due respect, Your Honor, yeah, I have the right to represent myself, and that is what I intend to do. After having understood the nature and cause of the action against me.
Well, I've given you. We've gone over all the natures and causes. We've gone over the.
Have you ever seen a nigga just like literally walk himself into the jail? If not, you just seen it today.
I gave you an opportunity to
this nigga could have stayed home. I'd be at jail at 5 o'clock today. Shit hurt her back doing it.
Representation. You can choose to file those representations or not. But in the meantime, I'm gonna order them. I gave you the dates. I'm gonna order you to report to the Wayne County Jail by 5 p.m. to do those 30 days. All right.
Good.
I do not accept.
Bye. Have a great time. All right, guys. That's the end of the video. I found a couple of more future hearings, but it looks like he ended up getting a lawyer.
Oh man. Oh man. Manny, you here?
Yo. Yeah.
What's going on?
I laughed at that because dude didn't want to take the lawyer. I was like, bro, take the lawyer, fam.
At that point, take the fucking lawyer, bro, because you're going to jail. Like you gotta go to jail today.
I was like, so, damn.
All right, since you here. Oh my god. All right, so let's just say from beginning to end, if this was all right, we both from Michigan, right?
You're right.
So we know what Michigan law enforcement is like. One of the main reasons why I love Florida so goddamn much.
Man,
we know what Michigan courts is like. Michigan is a woman's state, so I feel this young man's pain. And once again, happy 313 day, bro. And you see, I had to put Detroit in the title, dog. Little baby up in the D. I'm like, and then like, if it's certain judges that we just like, we hear their name up in Michigan, they be like, we know these not play around judges, and you know, like Perkins is one of them names that I've heard before, and like, fam, like, come correct, especially like because, and he gave him so many outs. All right, so from beginning to end, you whipping in Michigan, you know, like if Michigan got the highest car insurance, a lot of like 90% of people out in Michigan ain't got fucking car insurance, fam. So you probably ain't got no registration because you ain't got no insurance because you. So when you get to that point, how would you proceed when you got to court? Tell us what you would do different from what he did.
Well, one, we gotta look at the facts. Like, he went in there to represent himself, which is fine. You could do that off last minute and stuff if you want to, but the things that we know is that if anything you're going to come in on the record to do, you want to proceed with documents already like sent there to the courthouse. You want to
special cause, right?
Right. You want to send notice. And stuff like that. I mean, he had the right mindset.
So what type of notice you gonna send when you're in the jurisdiction of Michigan? They have a state constitution.
Yep.
You're in the court trying to enforce the federal constitution, and you're speaking about the judge's oath, right? So it's stated that you're within the jurisdiction of the state of Michigan, right?
Right.
So,
So
and you're in a Zoom court, so they're trying to bring you verbally into the jurisdiction on paper so that they can proceed because you're not physically in the courthouse, correct?
correct.
All right, so then we understand you were in the jurisdiction when this particular instance happened, right? But
Mhm.
you're not in the jurisdiction during the time of the Zoom call.
Right. Yeah.
So is jurisdiction, so my question then would be, is jurisdiction the main thing that needs to be questioned at this point? Or how would you proceed? Would you come with the jurisdiction argument, or would you, I don't want to lead you, what would you do?
Well, if you want to challenge his jurisdiction, well, challenge it based off of you know how courthouses are set. Some of them are not properly set, right? Sometimes, like if it's a traffic ticket, like for instance, let's say it's a
That's
traffic
pretty much
ticket,
what it was. This was a traffic ticket, right? It was a
right?
traffic ticket
So
with no insurance, no proper registration, and more than likely he didn't have a license because
right,
he understands this information.
right. So even though you understand this information and stuff like that, but if you're going to challenge anything, and this is it's tough to come by and stuff like that, 9 times out of 10, some traffic tickets, you're only dealing with the judge and it's just you and your defense attorney. There's nobody else there. All that
You
there
see
is,
the statement? You see the statement on the screen, bro?
yeah.
It says only have jurisdiction over U.S. citizens, and that is correct.
That's true.
And you yourself, the living soul, the how they say, the stuff that they know you have a certain mindset if you say like living man or living woman, breathing, those type of things. But that particular entity is separate from, the legal fiction. The legal fiction is projected to be a United States citizen. It has a social security number. It operates in that capacity. Am I mistaken?
No, you're right.
All right, so the one that they got on paper is a U.S. citizen, and it is in that jurisdiction. And more than likely, at one point in time, fam for sure had a Michigan driver's license, and then he at one point contracted within that particular jurisdiction because they have his information in order to even get him to the court. Because I know through some of my credentials, when I had been stopped, fam was like, "I don't even know how to give you a ticket with this shit," and I'm like, just let me know how much it costs, fam. I paid on the side of the road, and then he let me bounce. But yeah, it was only like 116 or 160 or something. But it's just, so we understand the lack. We clearly see the lack of being able to judge, able to establish jurisdiction, what allowed for this young man to end up doing 30 days in jail, or either have, I don't know if he did it. He said he ended up getting an attorney, but this is stupid ass little boy. Good God,
Man, he made it so hard for himself. I was like, and it was crazy too, because the judge told him, like, you want to motion this to the court? I'm telling you what for.
Can you record me real quick? Can you record me real quick?
Get somebody else to do it.
Oh, it's for audition.
Get somebody. It's 2 people there.
Bro, like my man's the judge. I mean, I know his attorney was in there just like that. Like, he was like, "Would you like to put yourself under the attorney?" Like, I don't want no parts of this little boy.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. And the judge was trying to help him, and
He
was
tried
like,
to help him several times.
yeah, he told him like, "Yo, I appreciate what you're trying to do." He's like, "But I'm not about to have you speak over me in this situation, though." Like, I admire your effort, fam, but
Even directing him to the civil court procedures and stuff like that.
yeah,
That shit is a tremendous help because you're coming with the Constitution. Granted, he works in conjunction with the oath of office that is in conjunction with the United States Constitution and also the Michigan Constitution. Technically has 2 oaths of office. Nobody said that one individual cannot have multiple oaths, but you're not supposed to serve 2 masters. It's so many chinks in his young ass armor, dog. I'm like, hey, you gotta fortify yourself when you step up in this shit. I'm like, if you're gonna be out here moving around like that, make sure you well studied, bro. That's one of the best things I could tell you because I had run-ins like this in Michigan, and like I ain't gonna holler at you. I was building with one of the homies, and we was going through like our public records and stuff, and I could have swore when you ran my shit was gonna look crazy the way I was out here moving when I was in my early 20s. No license, just running like I'm talking about running red lights. I don't see nobody. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. I used to be tripping, bro. This is like 12 years ago, though.
Man.
But so I remember right around the corner from the house, and then like, I was with one of the homies, and like, this is how ratchet. Like, I'm really from the D. Like I was with one of the homies, my man's Deezy, out in the Inkster and stuff, and we just swung to the liquor store. Bro was like, let's go get some 40s. We about to go burn and shit. Pull out. I'm pulling from the gas station because we went to go get some wraps, and I blew through a yellow light, making a left turn. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hit the brakes hard. Psh, cracked the 40 in the back seat. I'm like, oh my god, we about to go to jail. I'm like, it smells like liquor. My man, he just gave me a ticket. He let me bounce, bro. I got hella tickets, but the crazy thing is, traffic violations actually do not stain your public record from my knowledge. So it's really like, because bro, I'm telling you, if I count up all the times I was in the position that his little ass was in, whoo, baby. Like I know I got securities out here that I left on the table that I gotta go back and get. But even still, I never got put in that position because I remember one time in one of the I'm in damn, which one was it, Westland or Canton? I'm in Canton Court at this particular time, and you know it's up on Plymouth Road. And I remember when it was a bald head brother. He was one of the bailiffs. He was one of the bailiffs, and I came in with some documents. Young goofy motherfucker, ain't put shit on the record. Didn't know no better. So I'm like 20 at the time. And so I started this like 18, 19. I got my stuff corrected on the record, everything. So I come in here and I'm like, I'm not arguing jurisdiction. I'm just like, you don't have the right to do this because I got all of this. Boom, boom, boom. And then they start fingering through the documents and stuff. And it was like, well, I'm going to give you some time to decide. And then brother was like, I'm like, decide about what? And then what they did was they ended up clearing out the courtroom and they made me sit. And then they brought me back at the very end. And while they see me out there sitting, the bailiff came to pull me. He's like, come here, young brother. And like, they knew I ain't had no L's because I told them I ain't had no L's. I was like, I don't need one. And he was like, you a traveling man at this time? Like, no, I was not. And I'm like, what? I ain't know what the fuck he asked me, bro. So I'm like, no. I'm like, what that got to do with fucking the price of rice in China, fam? I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm not even knowing, like, he's setting me up for out because, you know, like, possibly the judge is attached and everything, but I'm not in that system, so I don't know. And you have to be able to pick up these symbols and signs. And then we ended up having a verbal disagreement. All I remember is this motherfucker telling me is like, if I see you get in that car and leave out this parking lot, I'm pulling you over. I'm like, all right, we gonna see. I drove home because I drove there by myself, bro. But I didn't go to jail like this motherfucker.
Man.
That shit was not an option, guy.
Yo, but dude, did he said he had put some documents on the record?
He's filed several motions, and even in the aspect of which he was communicating with the judge, it was the aspect of asking and a lack of demand. But even then, from what I can tell, just through the reviewing of this, like, he's super young. He look young in the face. He barely got a goddamn beard.
Yeah.
I want to say, little bro, he you know how it go, but you should if you're gonna question jurisdiction, you need to provide evidence of the jurisdiction that you say that you belong to. So if you're not gonna be in the jurisdiction of the state of Michigan, which the judge presides over, and also which they have the ability to contract within the federal jurisdiction because they have an oath of office to the United States Constitution, reason how they can transfer you up to the other one. They work in conjunction with both. What jurisdiction do you belong to? I'm like, are you American Indian? Are you stateless? You international? You ask for international contracts, but what do you belong to?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like that matter.
Yeah. So, and then let's look at it because I kind of missed the beginning of it. and stuff. I've been getting videos left and right on this stuff. It's another one I'll send to you too.
It's so funny. Just send them to me, bro. I'll be like, I like not watching it and then watching it like live because like I be having genuine. I be like, oh, this nigga going to jail. Oh my god. I can't believe you are yourself in the jail.
The guy that's doing the YouTube video, the guy, he's doing all Detroit stuff. I was like, oh, he got more. Like it's the last one I saw.
It's full of like there are cornerstones for that information. Some of the main places where that shit was popping was the D and in New York. That like my mentor put me up on game almost 13 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And he was what they call it the dojo back then and he was like with Joe Dumars and NFL players. It was all type of people like back in the day, like the bad boys and all these people hip to this. Y'all done seen some of these people. I think who was it? Isaiah Thomas and stuff talking about being a Moor. That's because we so clicky. That was the angle that allowed us to find a level of protection through that religious entity and also through those commercial protections because they will be documenting their religious organization through their names carrying the L's and the B's through the UCC ones. And they've been doing this shit before some of y'all was born. That's why when I be seeing these new videos like the ones, and for sure, let me move this. And for sure, at Prince of Hip, check out my IG and stuff. Some of the videos that I be dropping, some of the reaction videos about some of these newer people who running these processes. Because like when they be running the game on like the 1099s and stuff, even the lack of allowing the judge to get to a point where they can handle their fiduciary responsibility. So you're not even allowing this judge to do their job. You got to remember this shit is about transferring the credits, like how Lisa and them say, like Lisa and Kiana, they be like it's paper for paper, right?
Right.
And that's real. And you're not allowing the paper to be transferred around when you won't even allow the jurisdiction to be established. So you still like technically you're disrupting commercial activity, and we know that's a no-no, right?
Right. Exactly. Even when you get a traffic ticket or anything like that, those are considered charging instruments. Now it's up to you to decide what you're going to do with those things. So when we talk about subrogation and stuff like that, we understand tendering payments by special deposits and so forth and all those things. But when you do activate that type of activity, you're passing on something and you're assigning something to another party.
So then we started talking into letters of assignment or as far as commercial transactions, making a party a trustee, a surety, an authorized agent, a power of attorney, a fiduciary responsible for the transaction once you assign it to them.
Yep.
So like make sure y'all also check out the Equity versus Commerce book because we have introductory lessons in there because a lot of people have been lacking, like the transition between understanding because fam is trying to come in equity and because he's talking about the family of that's an equitable aspect. He's presenting himself as a living soul, but he's in a commercial realm. They're dealing with statutes and codes, and that's the reason why he can't find remedy in that particular situation. You have to, like I said, he asked the wrong question. He's asking, is this criminal and shit? Is this Article 1 or is this Article 3? That's what we need to have an understanding of so that we can proceed. Because then based on me understanding what seat you're sitting in, I know how I can verbally express myself. I can express the trust, and then we can transfer this over from a 1 to a 3. Because if I'm dealing in an equitable situation, you have to put me in a court of equity. And then it also, people who don't know, Manny, which courts can you invoke equity in?
Federal district court.
District courts.
Yeah. And it's crazy because the guy, the kid, he had the right, his head was in the right direction.
He had the right intentions.
Yeah,
I can't say his head was right.
Well, yeah, and the right intentions, right? Right. He had the right intentions because he asked for the motion. And the judge gave him the answer. He's like, you want to take this to federal? I need you to file the motion for it to be moved to where? To federal. I was like, he gave him what he wanted. He was like, no, just do that. And I guarantee we could move it to there and he would have got his remedy. But he kept cutting stuff down short, asking more questions, trying to challenge the jurisdiction when the guy already gave him what he wanted.
Okay, so let's walk through from beginning to end of the case. Who you want to be? You want to be the defendant or the judge?
I'll be the defendant.
You'll be the defendant. All right, I gotta be Judge Perkins. All right, let's go. All right, I don't got no damn gavel. All right. Welcome to Detroit District Court, blah 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 blah, Wayne County. Yeah, we sending people to jail today. What's your name, sir? Say it for the record.
For the record, sir, my name is Manny Lamar, family of the Harris, and I'm here I'm here for the record. Sir, I don't believe you have jurisdiction over me in this case matter.
But you here for the
Because like, look, hey, real talk.
Oh shit.
That's how I looked at it. I was like, yo.
All right, hold on. All right, let me. Damn, I wish I had a robe where I could get into judge mode. All right, let me see. All right, I look official now. Like, we good?
Yeah,
come on. Let's proceed. All right, so you here for the record of who?
Oh man, what did he say? What is it? He says, state your name for the record, right?
Yeah.
So Manny Lamar, family of a Harris. Right?
All right, I'm taking notes. Sovereign citizen. All right. So right here, the charges that have been brought against you states that you were traveling around Greentown Casino on Lafayette on this particular day on said time without proper registration, insurance, or valid driver's license. What say you, sir, about said charges being brought against you by Detroit today?
Sir, I don't, Your Honor, I don't agree to any of these charges. I do not consent with contracting with you all. I did send papers in for this to be motion to be moved to federal court, sir. I'm here to motion to dismiss this matter.
Okay, so you're proceeding to ask that we do not have subject matter jurisdiction. So by the order of well, who has jurisdiction in this matter then, sir?
Sir,
you keep in mind you're on the record, sir.
Yo.
Come on, guy.
Sir, I'm just saying for the record, sir, you don't have jurisdiction in this matter. I would like to move this to federal. I want to motion to dismiss this, sir.
Okay, well, are you aware of that I hold an oath of office for the United States Constitution, meaning that I can operate in a federal capacity as well? So we can proceed right here. Let's go.
Yo, after that, I'll be like, oh, I'm stuck. But no, so
then jurisdiction been established. Let's deal with the charges.
All right, sir.
What say you about the charges being brought from you since jurisdiction has been established?
Right. So in this case scenario,
somebody else in the back. Cam, let's bring Cam up. Peace, Cam. What's going on?
What's going on?
You want to join in on this mock trial? I'm about to say, we can pause the trial real quick. Did you have any input or anything on the video that you would like to say since we just brought you on, bro? And I appreciate you tuning in.
No, I'm just here to gather some information, man.
Oh, was you able to see the video though?
The one that he went on YouTube, I just clicked on the link. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's an interesting video. and stuff like that. The only thing I feel like the dude was kind of still just stuck on his motion that he filed. That's what it was. It was really stuck on.
Right.
It is like, you know, he wasn't trying to listen to anything. He's like, yo, I filed the motion. I filed the motion. I filed the motion. Like, and he wanted to challenge the jurisdiction, but just like we just did a little mock right there. It was like, well, but
Oh no, we not done because somebody gotta go to jail today. That Judge Perkins locked some up, bro.
Yeah, and I'm from Detroit, so I didn't encounter them on some shit. So
yeah, I'm about to say you know you like yo, I've had my run-ins with Wayne County and stuff too, bro. Like so I might say, well, all right, bro, you can kick it up here, and if like you got any input, you more than welcome to, you know, like I'm cool like that. So all right, Manny, let's continue. So jurisdiction has been established. What about the charges? You were driving late night over through Greektown Casino, and then the officer ran your plate, seen that you didn't have valid registration, and then they proceeded and stopped you per the report that I read. When they cut on their lights, stopped you in order to see, because they also seen you didn't have valid insurance, and then throughout the traffic stop, they asked you for your credentials, and they found that you did not have a license on the person. So how would you plead to these particular charges?
I will plead in that case. In that case scenario, Your Honor, I plead not guilty.
Okay, not guilty. So we're going to proceed right now with trial. All right, boom. We're going to slide into this. So right now, per the particular charges, what evidence can you bring forth stating that you did not commit these criminal actions?
Well, sir, Your Honor, I was traveling in my private capacity.
But you had expired registration. The vehicle was previously registered to the state of Michigan.
Sir, but
I hope y'all learning something, because this is a lot of y'all.
But sir, Your Honor, like I said, I was just traveling in my private capacity. Driving with a license plate is not considered to be needed if I'm traveling.
No, it had a plate. It just wasn't valid registration. So you contracted within the jurisdiction of the state of Michigan per you having an expired registration, and you didn't pay for insurance, so you didn't have valid insurance. So if there was an accident, you would be held completely liable, and that is not legal as it pertains to Michigan statutes for traveling or for driving on these particular roads out here. So next.
But Your Honor,
you didn't have insurance. You're supposed to have insurance, even if it's self-bonding insurance. You didn't have a license, and the vehicle didn't have valid registration, but it had tags on the car saying that you contracted within the jurisdiction of Michigan. So as of right now, guess who's going to jail tonight? So you don't got nothing for me.
No, Your Honor. Like I said, Your Honor, I don't
You gotta go to jail, dog. I'm giving you the opportunity, same way how we got the fam, bro. Come on.
So can I chime in?
Go ahead, bro.
So I'm just throwing something out there. I'm not sure if I'm right or wrong, but would it be like a bill of sale?
A bill of sale. So then, if you would like to go the commercial route, then you can add, like, if I was in the defendant's position, well, let's say from the judge's position, are you aware of the monetary amount of these said charges that have occurred? So, you know, but like, we'll give you a, you know, whenever you get charged, they give you a monetary amount for the fees. They're like, let's say, come to around like Michigan, you know, they be trying to kill me. Like, let's say $1,200
for the insurance here.
Yeah,
$1,200 is what you're gonna come up to after court fees, right? So then you get to a point and be like, well, all right, I would like to handle this particular debt right now. And then how would you proceed at that point if the judge told you the monetary amount? And then would you give them a bill of sale? Would you, it's a couple different ways because F-56s, you can request, the W-9 documents, and then you can do the taxation on the credits because you can tender an instrument over throughout your signature, and then you can do the tax documents all right there as you suppose.
Because they acting in the fiduciary capacity. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so if you were going bill of sale isn't wrong because it's a negotiable instrument, but now you're just talking about that's the point where fam needed to be able to get to, because you got to, what is a judge's job? They're operating as a fiduciary in place of a financial institution, a bank. They're collecting funds on behalf of the city, right?
Right.
So you can't hold the teller up from doing their job.
Right.
You're impeding commercial activity. So put them in a position to where they've generated a presentment, settle the debt, especially if something that you've done, because within the bounds and when you're in that jurisdiction. So it'd be different if fam had a whole different jurisdiction to put himself in. So reason why I asked, and I gave him motherfucker the out again. I was like, so if this isn't a jurisdiction, what jurisdiction is it? You could have said you was motherfucking Indian. You could have said you was Moorish. You could have claimed treaty benefits. You could have hit me with some whoop-de-wop. You could have been like, I'm Wichita. I'm Hebrew Israelite. I come from the great nation of this. You could have dropped
anything to discharge it.
Coordinates on me, bro. It's so many different angles. But through your own self-expression and through religion, like, they got to deal with that. And then if you present that shit, they have to deal with it. Like, I was just on Clubhouse with somebody last night, and he got remedied through, like, pretty much through a Masonic esoteric expression. But he was expressing the jurisdiction he belonged throughout the zodiac and through coordinates. And he beat the case for somebody. There, I took it. My robe is falling. We still in court. All right. So jurisdiction, we've established jurisdiction. Everybody here is within the jurisdiction of the state of Michigan, right? And so, and technically right now, people are guilty. That just made me think about what fam almost called boy son. He was like, man. He was getting tight with him. So we understand the jurisdiction. The crimes are the statute violations that occurred. And so part of the violations of statutes, there are monetary points that are attached to it. So I get to the point and I tell you what the charges are: $1,200, including all your court fees. Can you pay this today? That's my next question. If not, because you was being belligerent earlier, like, look, you can do 30 days in jail or you can pay it today. They be on that type of time. No good time. You gotta do the full 30. No early release. Gonna put you in there like you did a violent crime, fam.
Yeah.
That's how they be. This is Michigan. This is exactly how Michigan courts work.
Yeah, when you do something like that, though, like when you like literally like being the ass in court to the judge, yeah, they do that. But they're lenient. So they become lenient, but until you.
These are the options: 1,200, 30 days, full term, no early release.
Man, it's 1,200.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's 1,200.
So
how when I gotta make the it's like this now.
Wait. All right. So this is where we at right now. Court fell on the 4th. You just paid your rent for the 1st. So you technically ain't got the fiat. What do you do now?
Set for value.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, ask for the charging instrument.
Yeah.
Ask for the charging instrument and tender the charging instrument. Yeah.
All right. So what them steps gonna look like when we get to this point where you gonna be like, I don't got the IOUs on me, but I got this credit through this signature that I can pencil with, whoop, 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 and then I can, settle this, do the taxes and all of this. So what type of endorsement and what type of instrument, or how is the transaction going to occur with you being the creditor in this situation? Because the credit has to come from you because the presentment was given to you, creditor. So tell me how you're going to do it, creditor.
Well, first thing first, you have to go get the charging instrument. Right. And maybe that might be something you have to challenge in court also.
So you saying you're going to ask for the presentment?
Yeah, exactly.
So you're going to ask for the original ticket, and then you're going to turn that into a negotiable instrument in order to settle the debt?
Yeah, it's a charging instrument.
All right, so tell me how you going to, man, we teaching people right now, bro.
Yeah.
Free game. It's free game. It's not Friday, but it's free game. All right, so when we endorsement wise, when let's say you get the ticket, you request the ticket from them, and you be like, all right, I want to settle the debt. So I'll be like, okay, you want to settle the debt? Like, this is what they told me when I went to one particular court. He was like, go downstairs to the clerk and go get your money. I got 2 checks, so I'm going to direct you downstairs to the clerk, and then so that you can go settle the debt, right?
Right.
All right. So when you ask the clerk for this particular information, how are you going? So what you going to ask the clerk for? The ticket, the original ticket?
So what you do is you ask the clerk for at least the original ticket or a certified copy of that instrument. You don't want just a copy of a ticket. Because
so certified or exemplified?
Exemplified. Well, exemplified.
Exemplified. The difference between certified are, acknowledged copies that came with court records and stamps on it. Exemplified are endorsed with signatures.
Right. So, yeah.
But do you think a judge will exemplify a ticket?
I don't see why not.
I'm just saying. All right, let's proceed. So you request an exemplified copy of the ticket. So that means it has to be sent up to get signed, and then it has to be sent back down to you.
Right.
So you're doing all of this while you're in the court right now, same day, same process. So this means this is going to take time, and you may have to wait for the judge to get to it in order for it to be done. Boom, boom, boom. So you got the exemplified copy. What's next? What you do next?
So now that you got the exemplified copy and you got it from the clerks, now you want to go ahead and tell the clerk, you want to tender the instrument for special deposit.
All right. So the clerk, you just told the clerk you want to tender an instrument for special deposit.
Yep.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick up the phone and I'm gonna call up to the judge. I'll be like, he talking that sovereign citizen talk again. What did I do? The judge gonna be like, hold on, I'm sending the bailiff down. All right, so the woman you give her, so
basically
you give it back to her. You gave it back to her. What did you do? What type of magic did you put on the document before you gave it back to her?
Well, the only way I know
you gotta hurry up because you need to be submitting this shit and walking out of there before the bailiff can lock your ass up. Because it's either pay or 30 days. And if they don't like the payment, they're gonna think you playing with them. They're gonna be like, oh, clank, clank.
Right, no. So
yeah, I'm gonna say, so you gotta be quick. So you sign. How you do it? How you do it? Tell me what you did.
Oh man, so you put pay. So you'll endorse it, paid to 36th District Court.
Okay.
Issued by special deposit for credits on account.
Okay.
You could be your social security number, right? For a full satisfaction.
I'm not going to say that on camera, but okay. I'm the judge in this position, so you got it. You said you can. It should be what number?
Well, it could be your, your social.
Your trust number.
Your trust number. Right? Yeah, your trust number or your estate. Your trust or your estate. Yeah, so it could be your estate, your EIN, or whatever. whatever account it is, right? So
okay, so I'm getting some comments down here. I'm an unbiased guy. Let's share the people words. So we had Jay White said he doesn't sound sure. Remember, this is a mock trial, and in most situations, I might say we can ask bro if he's sure about these particular processes, but of course, it's a mock trial right now, and his process may be different from yours. But of course, people are all out here learning. I'm not going to express mine right now, but and then we had what he said will not be accepted in any court. I like boy got Rick up there walking dead. So all right.
No, so
I'm about to say, how do you feel about those particular statements at this particular point in the conversation where we're at? They said they don't feel as if the court will accept that that type of presentment back to them or negotiable instrument. So if you were to take the ticket and do an acceptable value and return and you put down there all of the information that you said, are you going to go ahead? You can say it. I don't want to say it.
So in so many ways.
It.
So in so many ways, when I say that, like special deposit, what I mean is going up to the clerk of court and telling them, hey, I'd like to exercise my right to subrogation by tendering an instrument for special deposit.
That's exactly legitimate. That is legal.
Right. So that's what I mean by that.
Saying that is legal. Now, the documentation itself, I can't really speak on that. I don't know what people out here putting together.
No, I don't. For you to put that on me on spot for like, yo, it's either jail or pay the toll.
Yeah, I'm about to say, and like, then you got to do it right there.
Right there, right. So it's like,
yeah, bro, like I'm signing some shit too.
Right, I gotta tender something for a payment, right? Like he's like, oh shoot, right?
Yeah, you got this. So that's the thing, though. You're right, though. You said you have to tender something for payment underneath UCC Article 3. The fact that you tender something over, you gave them a negotiable instrument. Now, upon delivery can also be acceptance. So upon them taking it, it can be considered acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
But then you also know, like how I know, like through certain situations, they can actually get back and review the documentation and be like, this isn't what we want. And then it can become a problem down the line. But shit, at least you got out of there. You ain't go to jail today.
Oh, yeah.
Like you could deal with my man say on Friday, live to fight another day. Fuck you.
Man.
Girl, you can do more paperwork at the crib. Get your ass home, fam. That's really my thing. Like, court, the way it was taught to me, should be really handled through paperwork. And you should allow your documentation to precede you. And even when you get in those particular type of situations, you can prevent those things by allowing your documentation to precede you. But just through, just talking it through, like per our own perspectives, if I was in that particular situation, I for sure, I'm about to say, I would have possibly I keep money orders on me in all honesty, bro. So I keep at least like I got like still probably like $5, $10, $21 money orders on me. So I would have came in there just like, I'm like, this will hold y'all over till I come back. But on the documentation, I would put in full satisfaction. The moment they cancel it, bitch, I'm gone.
Yo.
No, but for real though, tender payment, form of acceptance, and it's a matter of what they're willing to do. And like the same way how I expressed to Manny previously, the same way debt collection works the same all the way across the board. So if somebody has the ability to buy your student loan debt on pennies on the dollar, somebody can buy your credit card debt pennies on the dollar. If there's debt established, there can be a form of negotiation that can be done in order to lessen the amount that has to be tendered over for any form of security interest or property transfer. And that's legal. You just have to know these things. Am I wrong? You said you can't hear me no more on Facebook. What is Facebook doing? Oh, y'all wicked. I don't want to pause it out. All right, but I guess we out of court right now. Y'all got any closing statements? Because Facebook they're not fucking with me. You got any closing statements, Manny? You got any closing statements, Cam? I for sure appreciate y'all tuning in. We've been on here around like a hour and 20 right now.
I'm good. I ain't got no closing statements.
Manny?
Yo, nah. I have no closing statements at all. Not at all. I know a lot of people on YouTube is like sound unsure. It's like, nah, it's a different way how to do things. I prefer to do everything ahead of time than on spot sometimes. So
yeah, you feel like you was put in a situation of like domestic coercion, but you
I feel like dude about to go to jail. I feel like dude about to go to jail.
Bro, yo, I know he was at home stressed the fuck out after that video call. He was like, "Oh shit, I gotta go to jail today." I'm like, "Who gonna pay the rent? Well, who gonna feed my dog?"
No, man. And you gotta get off court just to tell your parents, like, yeah, fam, where you going today, sons? Going down to 36th district jail. I gotta go down to 36th district. What do you mean? Well, I gotta go turn myself in. Turn yourself in.
Messed up.
Yeah. What?
Over driving by Greektown, nigga. Crazy.
Taking chances like that.
Man, I'm about to say we gonna tap in. We got some work to do, and we gotta take care of that mortgage stuff. Also, since I'm on here and I just mentioned that, if you do need help with your auto rescission information, getting out of your contract because you have the right to rescission by law, and you have the ability to get back all your earnest money. You can look it up, the rescission law. I don't got to do it for you. I give you the game. Look up the law of rescission, and then it's just that we have the documents formulated in order for that shit just to get shipped out to the people. And throughout that, you entitled to get back your earnest money, any money that you put into the vehicle, and also keep the vehicle. But you just want to make sure that you have a security interest in anything that you're doing. And that same exact process is very similar to the way that we help people get out of their mortgages. And I've been actually doing that almost 7-8 years, helping people get out their mortgages early. It's to the point right now where I'm about to acquire an ignorant ass mortgage and then just whoop. Like for real. And but like through my experiences and helping other people, I've been able to figure out the area that I want to be able to acquire certain properties in, because it's everything is real strategic with me. And I have an understanding of what happens when I sign that mortgage note and then they go deposit it into the United States Treasury, fam. So, and what's going on, fam? So when they go deposit into the United States Treasury, remember, Manny, we went through this stuff. It turns into checkbook money, and then they do a currency conversion without the beneficial owner's knowledge, which is also illegal. But they're going to try and do this because they're going to say that they have a limited power of attorney. But then the aspect with the currency conversion, then they turn around and extend you a loan or a line of credit from their own institution, which they don't have the ability to do, says the Supreme Court. So understanding that, what is that called, Manny? Ultra what?
Virus.
Ultra varies. If there is fraud present in the contract, it is void from the beginning. But if the contract is void, where's your attachment to the property? Reason why you have to make sure that you have an attached security interest. So this is why understanding why UCC and stuff is so important, because I actually got the book in the living room. It's a book that I got when I went to Georgia, the Superior Court. They be selling law books, used law books in the damn law library in these courts. And I paid $20 for this book on federal land records, and it specifically says through the acquisition through a security interest and how you register new titles for said property and things like this. So through me being able, I can retitle the property, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So all I have to do is make sure that I have the security interest, and then I can retitle the property to myself, and then I can retitle it to my trust, and then I can retitle it to another trust. And then I just went Droit, and then they can never find this shit, because technically now it's considered a shadow title. Man, so much game for free. I hope that share this video, please. Follow, like, subscribe, all that. Tune into the mastermind, and we got status correction class a little bit later. Peace and love. Y'all have a great day.
Peace.
Peace.